Well, hello, Juicees. How are you? Welcome to the Juicee Sessions show. You have the one and only
Ramon De'Shawn.
And then you have
Lieutenant.
And then you Did you get it all out?
I like
that. Okay.
And you have
the one and only the Prince Pickale, the lady himself or herself, just depending on the day.
Sounds a little confusing to me, but hey. We're so glad to have y'all here with us today. We have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful show for you guys today.
We do. Yeah. And we're going to keep it real juicy.
And speaking of keeping juicy, we have a new, brand spanking new series that I am so excited about. It's called The Art of Me. And basically what The Art of Me is different topics that we will discuss that plagues the gay community. Like tonight we'll be talking about dating, and then we have masculinity, sexual positions, monogamy, gay marriage, gay parenting, all that good stuff that's coming up. So I really want y'all to stay tuned because we got some good stuff and we're gonna shake the motherfucking table. But anyway, I just want to get right into it. We are discussing dating, and this one I think all three of us are really excited about, and we just want to break the ice a little bit with this and give a definition of what dating is, because I think everybody has their own different definitions of dating. So I really want to go with Prince Pickale about what dating is, because right now you're doing that thing that's called dating or what have you. So what do you define as dating anyway?
My definition of dating is a series of events whom you and another person of interest gets to know each other to see and determine if there are a few commonalities, if there is potential for you guys to have a successful relationship. That's my definition of dating. What's your definition?
Well, my definition of dating is basically you spending quality time with one or various different various people to see if you are compatible with that person and see, you know, is this person a potential that I can spend the rest of my life with? So basically, you know, just spending quality time with that person, whatever quality time may mean to you, to get to see if that person if you can spend, you know, spend the rest of their life getting tongue-tied, who you can spend the rest of your life with. So that's how I define it.
I mean, well, to me, dating, you know, my definition goes alongside what both of you said. Like, dating is a time to where you spending time with that individual, and you getting through those preliminary things. Like, okay, does my personality mesh with your personality? Right. Are you career oriented? Do you have educational goals? You know, basically just getting those preliminary questions answered, because, you know, dating is that times where you really are spending time to see, are we compatible?
Yeah.
You know, and so which leads me to, like, with my definition, your definition, and your definition, like, do people still date?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, do people really still date? Because in our community, as a black gay community, I don't hear too much of dating. Like, I hear a few of it. Like, I mean, you know, you hear of it sometimes, but it's not too relevant anymore in what I see in here.
Right. It is like a lot of times I don't know, to me there's no limit on how many quote unquote dates you should go on.
Right.
A lot of times people are like, okay, we just went out to eat, we went to Cheddar's or whatnot, you know, so so I got to know you, got to know me, let's be in a relationship.
Right.
And, you know, we make the mistake of doing that, and now the relationship, we spending time trying to get to know each other, and that's time we should have spent dating.
Right, yeah.
Well, maybe it could be that the new form of dating is, you know, you say, hey, I think you're cute, we go out to eat and do a movie, and then they go into that, you know, relationship instead of having those series of first, second, third, fourth, and fifth dates. That may be the new thing.
But see, it may be the new thing, but I believe the reason why there's so many unsuccessful gay relationships is because they don't have those 2 and 3, I mean, the second, third, and 4 or 5 dates to really see if you're compatible. Because, I mean, we can go out on the first date, and of course, if we both like each other, we both have that mutual attraction, of course we're gonna, you know, as if everything is okay. I mean, it's the basics. On the first date, like, you don't really discuss everything, you know, about you, everything. Well, technically, what do you discuss on the first date?
Oh, that's a good question.
Cause see, you know how I feel about it.
Yeah. How do you feel about it?
I feel on the first date, for me personally, I'm going to lay it all out there. I'm going to let you know, I'm Prince Pickale, blah, blah, blah. Some days, this bitch has got her face beat and she's, you know, real, just flamboyant. Some days, she's just kind of reserved and she's just kind of like, hey, how are you? I mean, I'm going to let you know what I expect, what I do, what I don't, just because if we're going to proceed to get into a relationship, I feel like you need to know everything what you're getting into. I don't feel like we need to go to 2 and 3, 4 dates if that initial date, you know, like if you determine that something I say that you don't like, then, you know, or that you may not be able to deal with, it may be a deal breaker for you, let me know so we can limit that and keep it moving.
And then, I'm sorry to cut you off, but with me, I think the complete opposite of that. Because to me, the first date is really a meet and greet type thing. Like, may have met you, I saw you at the mall, saw you at, you know, the club or something like that. So we really haven't had a chance to really interact on a one-on-one type atmosphere. So date 1 to me is that meet and greet. Hi, my name is Ramon De'Shawn. Your name is? My name is Ramon De'Shawn. I like to. As far as getting to, you know, in-depth information about me, I think for me, I censor that information and I give it out at times.
Yeah. What
I should be telling you on date 5, you should know on date 1.
Well, see, that's the thing. It may depend on what content you're given. He may think that, you know, well, ABCD is, you know, okay, but you may think that ABCD is too much and that should be discussed throughout the duration of the dating process. So how do y'all respond to people who say, well, you know, if you said you like to give it all out and lay it out on the table all at once, how do you respond to people who say, well, that's scary to me? Can we just have fun with it?
Right. See, I believe that with me letting you know what I expect and what I want, it kind of leaves the grounds for the next day. Because you know, in essential, what I'm looking for, it kind of like, it keeps them, to me, it keeps, like, if you know what I'm looking for, then that determines right then and there if you want to even go to a second date. If we have fun on the first day, which I'm going to have fun just because of my personality and who I am, I'm going to, you know, like, we're going to have fun and have that laughter and that whatever. But, like, that second date, you'll be like, okay, either I'm interested or I'm not, because you know what you're getting into due to that first date. You get what I'm saying?
Well, now, you said you don't want all that information given out at once. Do you think that it's going to be fun when he lays out all the information? You're like, oh my gosh, it's not even like, you know, ugh.
I mean, I think that, you know, I'll give you a chance to respond to that, but I think that if you give out everything on date 1, there's nothing to look forward to with the getting to know you process.
Well, see, now let me clear that up because I wasn't really clear. When I say putting it out there, I'm letting you know the core essentials that I expect or want if we're both getting to a relationship. Like, for me, when I meet somebody and I'm getting to know them, I let them know before we even getting dressed up and all this stuff and going out that what I'm potentially looking for. Yeah. So if you're not looking for the same thing and similar to me, then we don't even got to go to no first date. That's just how I am.
Right, and
so that kind of supports my reasoning for laying it all out there on that first date. Because you guys know how I am. I'm very, you know, hey and fun and laughter, but of course a person who is just expecting that part, they're like, oh, okay, you know, cool, but with them not knowing what I truly want, then they may be like, okay, we just keep going out and date. I'm not trying to date for no 3 or 4 years. I'm trying to get another ring put on this finger, baby.
Well, I mean, I agree in a sense to what he's saying because he's, you know, laying all that information out there. And when you get to know somebody, in my opinion, that takes months, even years. Because he's not giving you his whole historical background, his childhood and all that stuff. I think what he's saying is, well, I snore, I like this, I do not like this, I like this, da 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 da.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't say, well, you know, I grew up in an abusive child, you know, in an abusive home, da 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 da.
Right.
That person, if he thinks is going to be a potential person, will find out all of that stuff, you know, in the future, but he's just giving his likes and his dislikes. Would that be it?
I don't see nothing wrong with that. I just think that for me, when I go out on a date, I'm trying to see the morning if we click. Before I'm looking to see if we're going to be in a relationship, if it's going to be sexual, if it's going to be a friendship. I need to know, do we click on that level? Because day 1 to me determines if I want to come back to day 2.
How do you know if it clicked?
I mean, you have good conversation. You make eye contact. There's just that feeling of kinship there.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, all dates don't lead to relationships.
Right. So good. So in your definition of good conversation is not laying all that stuff out there.
Right. Okay. Can we carry on a conversation? Can we talk about current stuff that's going on? Can we talk about my interests? Can we talk about your interests? Right. As far as like, I'm going to eventually get to what I want, but stuff like that background, that what makes you, mm-hmm. I want to get to know that first.
I agree 100%, but then I kind of I have a little reservation behind it because, I feel like for me, I'm unsuccessful when it comes to meeting guys in public and stuff. A lot of guys, don't approach me like that. Most of them approach me on internet dating. And so with it being internet dating, for me, I tend to let that stuff out. Like my profiles, they let you know clearly what I'm expecting. So therefore, when you send that initial message, I'm like, hey, how are you? Versus, some of the other messages that, maybe receive. I received them sexual crazy messages, but I ignore those because it clearly lets you know.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. The whole internet dating, and I know that is very popular, right now, mm-hmm. but it's like, I'd rather, actually physically see you, go somewhere in a mutual, place that we, that we want to meet and actually physically see you, mm-hmm. as opposed to that whole internet thing, because they could be showing any type of, the picture may be of somebody else, and then when you actually see me, like, oh my gosh,
Right, well, that's what, go ahead.
So, are you using the internet as a form of finding someone to potentially go out on a date with? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it's kind of like for both, because for me, being a bigger person, in our, location, it's not really too big girl friendly. You get what I'm saying? For me. So I don't like to waste nobody else's time, and I don't want my time wasted. Right. So I feel like with those profiles, you see me, you see all of me, so therefore you know what you're getting into. Some pictures, I got full makeup on, some pictures I don't. You get what I'm saying? Because some days I do, some days I don't. So therefore, I feel like it kind of, once again, supports my, supports my reasoning for, laying it out there, because I clearly let you know I'm not looking for sex. I want something serious, and if you don't want that, keep it moving.
Has it been successful for you though?
No. It hasn't, because most guys around my age or a little older, they just want sex. Mm-hmm. And so most of them, honestly, when they read my profile and they get to know me, they're like, oh, you're cute, you're handsome, I want to get to know you, but I like sex. I'd be like, I like sex as well, but that's not my initial meeting. On the first day, I feel like this sex shouldn't even come up. I feel like we should be, talking, yeah, I'm going to let you know what I expect or whatever if we move forward, but sex to me isn't, something that, it's not everything in a relationship. Mm-hmm. There's other things that are key essentials that make a successful relationship other than sex. Sex is one of them, but it's not everything. And so that's why my profiles clearly stay, and that's why I let you know before I even get to that date. So that's why it's kind of like, let me let you know what I'm expecting, so therefore I don't got to get my face done and look real cute. It's not too hard, but I don't got to, do all that in order to get there, and then we both decide that we don't got to, click and stuff.
So you're going to give all that information, whether it be at a restaurant or online.
Exactly.
Give all of it at fun.
Because I don't got time. I don't got time for that. My time is precious, darling.
Yeah.
I got you. I mean, I never looked at it from that standpoint. I don't know if some of you have. But, dating is I feel is very crucial. Dating to me can make or break a relationship.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, it goes back to the whole title of this series, The Art of Me. Mm-hmm. You need to take the time to get to know me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when it comes to dating, you have to be selfish like that. Yes, it's two people in a relationship, but I'm going to be selfish. You need to get to know me as a person so you can better understand me, and you can better understand why I do the things or why I feel some way about things in the relationship.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that foundation, you basically building your house on mud. You know what I'm saying? It's going to slide right on the way.
Right. And that's the intent of this series, for people. Not for you to say, well, ooh, I know somebody who do that, da da da. For you to look at yourself and be like, ooh, how can I change my ways of looking for a partner or looking at any aspect of being gay today? I mean, because being gay already is difficult. So we want to make our intention for this show is to make being gay a little bit easier and just start to have that conversation with your friends about stuff like this, such as dating, because dating can be, like you say, is very crucial. It can still be fun, but you still want to know this person to prevent so much heartache and pain.
Yeah.
And confusion at that as well. So
you know, and then a lot of times we need to be mindful that when we are dating, that we realize that we are dating. We're not together.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know
That's
a lot
a
of
great point.
a lot of times we,
point.
you know, when we're dating, you know, some people go on those 4, 5, 6, 10, 20, 30, you know, dates before, you know, they make that move or give themselves that title of being, you know, a couple.
And also go on other dates as well, like, you know, hey,
with more than one person.
More than one person.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and I think that needs to be discussed, you know, as well. You know, I'm seeing, you know, other people, and that other person, hopefully, you know, should understand, like, you know, you're getting some know me, and that other person should also partake in that as well. Because, like you said, they do get confused on that thing, you know, we're on this first date, then we, you know, we together. What you
we're
mean?
not. We're dating.
Right.
We get to know each other. Which leads me, okay, so when I'm not that much older than y'all, but when I was coming up, you know, I was always taught, you know, that you go out on dates.
Yeah.
Okay, but then once I started doing that, and I want to say I got to like high school, maybe like beginning of college, this whole talking thing came about.
Yes.
So,
yes.
what separates talking and dating?
That's a good question. I hadn't thought about that. I'm gonna try to at least take a dab at it. Talking is basically just that casual, you know, pick up the phone, text them about, hey, what you doing, so on and so forth. You know, just nothing serious. You know, it's just playful. I'm doing me with that person. It's not that whole traditional go to dinner, movie, whatever, and it's kind of, I don't know. I think that's how it is now. I don't know how it was for you back when you were coming up.
That didn't exist, son. You dated or you was together. That's it. There's no confusion.
Well, you know, you are a little older, you know, than others.
I mean, you know, I really feel like, you know, a lot of times that we as a community should take some of those things that, you know, heterosexuals do, because we take what they do and we try to mold it to fit us, but a lot of, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right, that's true. I believe that talking and dating are basically, I believe that talking is a common way of dating versus, you know, people just saying dating. Oh, we're dating.
The same thing?
Yeah, we're talking. You get what I'm saying? We're talking, to me, because we're talking to see if we're going to be compatible to get into a relationship versus just saying, oh, we're dating. You get what I'm saying? Because dating is kind of an older term. You know, no shade or anything, but it's kind of like an older term. So for me, talking, you know, if we talk, okay, we're talking, we're getting to know each other. It also kind of signifies to me that we're talking. He's free to talk to whomever he wants to. I'm free to talk to whomever I want to. So it's kind of understood. I make it clear, you know, at the beginning, when, like I said, what I expect. So that's how I feel, my intake on talking and dating.
And see, I think that's a race term as well, because you don't really hear like white people saying, oh, we talk. I hadn't heard anybody say that. I've heard majority of African Americans say we talk. They rarely say that. I don't think I've heard date from any black person. If I did, it was on TV, you know. So
did y'all used to hear y'all two going out?
Right. Or y'all courting?
Right.
Or you sweet on him or sweet on her, you know.
So Juicees, like, this is the times where the things that we're talking about, like Lataria said, you know, it's a time for you to internalize that and ask yourself, you know, am I doing the necessary things that I need to do to have a successful relationship? You know, these questions that we ask, what is dating? Is dating still relevant to partake in? What should not be discussed on the first date, and can internet dating be successful? Those are questions that you should know yourself before you even go out on a date. Agree?
Right, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, you know, take the time to internalize that. You know, say self say huh. You know what I'm saying? Like, have those moments with yourself, because again, it's the art of me. You know what I'm saying? So really think about that. Really think about
One thing I would say, Juicees, is in the gay world and just in the world in general, I put myself out there and on the internet dating and just dating in general, and I had to really sit down and be like, Prince Pickale, you don't know who you are. You don't know what you want, what you truly want. You don't know, what truly makes you happy. Because I'm so indecisive at times. So I was like, okay, let me really sit down and get to know who I am. Like, let me really sit in that and sit in being single. I believe that everyone who is not in a relationship should really enjoy being single. Because if you don't enjoy being single, I don't think you can truly enjoy being in a relationship. Because a relationship to me is a whole. But in order for you to really be a whole, you have to be a whole yourself. Make yourself whole. Love yourself. Embrace being single. I know it's time when you get lonely because hell, my big ass want to be held all the time. I be like, oh God, I don't want to be single. I don't want to be. Then it's the next. I'll pass. And then on the next time, I'd be like, ooh, I want to be here. Then I don't want to be bothered. So I had to really sit down and appreciate those single moments that kind of lead you to the relationship. Like, really get to know who you are. Take yourself out on that. They laugh at me all the time, but I take myself out on the regular. I'd be like, oh, I'm going to get dolled up and I'm going to do this. And they'd be like, for real? Really, bitch? Are you going on a date? And I'd be like, yeah, with me. Or either I'll take me and my child. We'll go out and date. Like, it's like I'm really interested in somebody else. For one, it's rehearsal, it's practice, honey. So when the lovely Prince Charming does come, I can be like, hey, how are ya? Hey, Juicee. But it just keeps me grounded and focused and keep me in the right direction to what I want. I love who I am. I embrace who I am. So therefore, when the guy that I choose to be with comes along, he'll embrace and love who I am as well because he'll know that I love myself. This is my intake on it.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you all have taken a lot out of this episode today, and we're just peeling the surface on many issues that's going on in the gay community. So I hope you all take heed to this. This is not a reading session or a bashing session. We are trying to help each other.
Right.
If we want the majority to accept us, we need to accept each other and, live like them. If we want them, if we want to be, be married and, want them, if we want all that stuff like straight people got, we need to start acting like it. And we're basically, we're not representing ourselves in the best way that we should. And next week, I think, is another topic that is very, I don't know. Can y'all describe it? I don't know.
I think it's going to be one of those. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, is that really what that is?
Right, yeah.
And what I mean is, what we're discussing next week is masculinity in the gay world. Me and Prince Pickale yesterday, we were reading some articles about masculinity, and it changed our whole perception of what we thought masculinity is. So I want y'all to stay tuned for next week so you can find out what we read and what our opinions are on it. So I look forward to talking to you all next week about it as well.
And until next time, if you don't do nothing else, baby, you keep it real juicy, cause we will.
I'll holla.
Hey, no, don't cut it out. Remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, and share the video. Like, put it out there. Let everybody know that we have two sides to us. We're kind of versatile. Ooh.
You kind of versatile?
No, baby, I ain't
When it
versatile.
comes to these topics.
Yeah, when it comes to these topics. So watch y'all minds. We can't get them to like and spread the video if y'all thinking that.
Alright, y'all.
Until next time, keep it real juicy.
Don't get nothing on you.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
because we will.